YouTube, what's going on? Kyle again from ePoolSupply. Today we are back with some quick fix videos for you guys on Pentair's IntelliFlo. This is their 3 horsepower variable speed pool pump. There are a couple different models that look exactly the same. There's just some software differences, maybe some other features that the pump will offer. So all of these quick fixes will work with all of those, but we're going to dive in and show you guys how to repair some of these parts and pieces. Stay tuned. All right, guys, and we're back. So again, today we've got some quick fix videos for you guys on Pentair's IntelliFlo 3 horsepower variable speed pool pump. So for today's video, I want to show you guys how to remove the front volute. The volute is going to have both your in and out connections. So if you're running into any issues where this may have cracked or broken for any sort, sometimes with, I know the Texas freeze with water in here, people ended up having the volutes crack straight down the middle, so it was a big piece just to get their pool pump back up and running, was just to replace this front part of the pool pump. So really highly suggest that you guys use a high temp union on the installation of your piping onto this pool pump. It allows you guys to just unscrew and actually take and move the pump away from your equipment. So it's really handy when you guys need to do any kind of maintenance or fixing on this pump. So highly suggest that you guys do those. We'll have them available in the links in the description for you guys, so you guys can purchase them. You'll need to buy 2 in order to make sure you have one for the inlet and the outlet for you guys, but it is a threaded union that you do want to make sure you put on. So if for whatever case, maybe you were putting your lid on, you guys put your lid on sideways, maybe you snapped some of these flanges off, maybe you were dealing with weather and it cracked, maybe just in shipping to you it has actually broken and pieces, something happened that would stop this from being able to hold water efficiently. So to take this off, you're really looking at one tool, which is a 9/16 wrench, ratchet, whatever you guys got, and maybe a pair of pliers for this middle bolt, just because this middle bolt tends to have a secondary piece that you guys want to hold as you guys are unscrewing. It's got another bolt on the other side, another nut on the other side, so it was easier to be able to do hold it with a pair of pliers on one end. So I went ahead and pre-loosened them for you guys, so you didn't have to watch me go through the painstaking agony of having to completely remove them all. So there are 6. You have 1 up top, you've got 1 in the middle, and then you'll have 1 down low. Again, you're looking at the 9/16. You're not looking at the base part on the bottom, which happens to be a 7/16. You're not looking for that, nor do you want any that are actually attached to the actual motor part. You're strictly looking for the ones that are closest to the center seal, which again, there's 6. So you have 1, 2, 3, and then the same on the opposing side. So 9/16 wrench, that'll work out perfectly for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen them up all the way and take them out. So bear with me, I got a minute of taking them out. Again, don't use any kind of power tools, especially when you're going to tighten these back down. It's the last thing you guys want to do, crack it again as you guys are putting on your new one. So just make sure to do everything with a hand tool. It just makes it a lot easier for you guys. So, and you do want to make sure that you keep these bolts separated. So here's your bolt and your nut. That's what's going to go on your middle portion here. And then you have smaller ones with washers as well that go on the top and bottom on both sides. So I went ahead and removed the top and the middle on one side. Go ahead and remove the top and the middle on the other. I lost my washer. Again, it's much nicer if you're able to take this over to a table and work on it rather than having to try to do all this at your equipment. So if you have the ability to put those unions on, again, highly suggest doing that. So go ahead and remove this. Another nut bolt, and then go to the bottom ones. Bottom ones are the most difficult ones to get to, just because you don't have very much access. So again, it's much nicer if you guys can actually take these and take them away from your equipment, work on them on the table like I am. Bear with me as I loosen this one. And as you guys can see, as I remove the bolts, you'll actually see this seam split open more. There is a seal in there, so if you guys are having any leakage going on from this seam, you guys will want to take this off. Sometimes in the production phases from Pentair, when they're putting these volutes onto the pumps, it just happens that maybe they pinched it when they were setting it on, compared to, you know, just being able to diligently put it on correctly. So sometimes just in the mass production of it, it happens. Open this up. I'll show you guys the seal. And then from there, all you're going to do is just lubricate it. Make sure it's not pinched all the way. And then go ahead and seal everything back up. So just need to get some pressure off this bolt. And it's kind of nice if you don't want to have to worry about the base. You guys can remove the base, but the base is connected here to the volute on the front. So if you guys already have it attached, no need to remove it. So, and then here you go. So here's the actual seal plate that I was talking about. You guys can see this O-ring all the way around the edge. It's heavily lubricated from Pentair to make sure that you guys don't have any kind of water leakage out of this center seal. So sometimes it doesn't get set correctly in the seal plate and you do experience a pinch, and there is a way to have some seepage on there. So really important to make sure that you guys lubricate this back up when you're putting your new one on. It's always nice, you can kind of throw some directly on the new volute, so then that way, as you're tightening everything down and putting everything back together, it just gives that nice watertight seal so that you don't have to worry about anything leaking once you guys get everything fired back up, because you won't know until you get it fired back up. So try to do it as diligently as you can the first time to make sure that you don't have to take this apart and redo this again. So once you get your new one, obviously the new one's not going to come with the new base, so you'll need to remove your old base. We've got a video on showing you guys to do that. You'll need a 7/16 bolt ratchet, I apologize, in order to get this off, wrench, whatever it may be that you have. And then you're going to want to set the new volute first, and then you guys can put the base on afterwards, as the volute has its own kind of front stand here. So I just want to show you guys how to get this off. Really important to make sure that this is in good standing, as this is what holds a lot of your water, not to mention that your motor and your drive push it. So making sure that it gets a good seal is really important. So make sure you guys hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. We'll have some more videos coming your way. Again, we've got a full playlist on this pump in the description below, so that way you guys can check it out and see if you guys need any more quick fixes. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, I'm Kyle from ePoolSupply.